Hi, I'm George Mariner Mole, Artistic Director of the Discovery Orchestra, and welcome to Notes from Under the Piano, stories from my life as a musician, conductor, and teacher. It all began when, as a child, I liked to recline under our grand piano as my mother practiced, and the rest, as they say. Lead sponsors for Notes from Under the Piano are Judy Musicant and Hugh Clark, and the Kozlowski Family Foundation. Major sponsors are David and Ellen Williams. Today's episode, the more we perceive, the more we receive. The more we perceive, the more we receive. My mentor, Saul Feinberg, once said those words in my presence. I nodded in agreement, to which he added, "Feel free to use that." I have. And I continue to use that. This is the essence of what happens when we give our undivided attention, not only to music, but to anything. The more we perceive, the more we receive. I suppose a case might be made that to remain in a constant state of awareness, attentiveness, could result in sensory overload. However, the selective use of this behavior can definitely result in a life very rich in pleasurable, meaningful, and even important experiences. Choosing to be completely present in the moment, in an aware state of mind, should by no means be limited to just perceiving sounds. I recall that on a visit to Africa, our tracker, who had been sitting in a special seat on the front bumper of our vehicle, abruptly relocated himself to a seat safely next to our driver. He then turned his head toward us and whispered, "Large cat nearby." His perceptive eyes and probably perceptive sense of smell had obviously detected the telltale signs of a leopard that we had not. Think about also how important our visual perception of tiny eye movements, eyebrow twitches, and lip movements as they are projected toward us by our spouses, parents, children, siblings, close friends, bosses, and co-workers. These subtle visual signals often tell us much more than words. We don't want to miss them. Hearing is that amazing process by which sound waves enter our ear canals, set tiny hairs and bones and liquid into motion, and after being transmitted electronically over our nerve cells, they are translated by our brain into things like words and music. Gives you goosebumps just to even think about this. Listening, however, is paying attention to, perceiving the sounds we are hearing. Our state of auditory mindfulness can be dialed up and down at will, all the way from barely noticing anything to observing every detail of the sounds we are hearing. What would happen, for instance, if we went to a play and tuned out 10 or 15 lines of dialogue? How could we possibly understand what was happening next in the play? But many people do exactly that when they attend concerts of symphonic music. In order to understand what's happening next in a piece of wordless music, we must give our full attention to the music from the beginning to the end. And we are all capable of applying that full range of mindfulness to abstract musical sounds. The listening all takes place between our ears in our brains and simultaneously amplified or felt throughout our bodies. One thing is certain: the more musical detail we perceive, the richer, the more powerful will be the emotional experience we receive from listening.